Hey bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we are whipping up a gorgeous Radiant Berry hand and body cream. So this beautiful cream stars oils from 3 different beautiful berries, hence the name. So those carrier oils are cranberry seed oil, blackberry seed oil, and raspberry seed oil. So these are 3 of my favorite berries. I have definitely given myself a stomachache more than once eating blackberries and raspberries straight off the bush. Just yum. The cranberry seed oil and the blackberry seed oil are both from Plants Power, and they were gifts. And the blackberry seed oil in particular is new to me. It's a deep green color, which I thought was really interesting. I guess I wasn't really expecting it to be deep green. I did an unboxing video on that, and you can check that out if you'd sort of like to see first impressions. And it's a pretty rich feeling oil. And then the cranberry seed oil is a lovely sort of golden orangey color, and it has the most wonderful smell to it. It smells really fresh and juicy and kind of tangy and tart. Like it smells fruity, but not candy fruity, but like real, fruity, I guess, if that makes sense. And that scent comes through in the final product. So there is no added fragrance or essential oils in this formulation. All the scent comes from the carrier oils. And it's just, it smells great. I've included 2 great moisturizing ingredients. So we have some vegetable glycerin and some Lipomoist 2036. Vegetable glycerin is a great, inexpensive humectant. And if you happen to have a berry glycerite on hand, that would be an amazing thing to use instead of just plain glycerin. If you read the blog post linked below, I have linked to a tutorial on how to make a blackberry glycerite written by my friend Lise. So that would be absolutely lovely. The Lipomoist 2036 is a neat blended ingredient that contains hydrolyzed proteins and some other gorgeous moisturizing ingredients that really amps up the moisturizing awesomeness of the finished product. If you don't have it, or if you don't have anything in this formulation, please make sure you are reading the full partner blog post linked in the description box below this video, and also go to humblebeeandme.com, check out the DIY encyclopedia. Look up the ingredients, read about what they do, substitutions, where to buy them, how to store them, all that good stuff you will find there. All right, I think that is enough chat. So let's go make this lovely cream. We'll begin by combining the ingredients for our heated water phase. So in the small beaker, I already have 57.7 grams of distilled water. To that, I'm going to add 10 grams vegetable glycerin. It's a gorgeous humectant, really inexpensive, really effective, helps moisturize the skin. And 1 gram powdered panthenol. If your panthenol is liquid, make sure you are looking up panthenol in the Humblebee and Me encyclopedia to learn how to use what you have instead. Up next, we will combine the ingredients for our heated oil phase. So we're going to need 5.5 grams of olive M1000. This is our emulsifier, and you could use different emulsifying waxes, so make sure you're reading the blog post for details on that. 4 grams cetyl alcohol. This helps add a really lovely silky body to the final formulation. 6 grams cranberry seed oil. So this is from Plants Power. It was a gift, and it smells so lovely. Got a really gorgeous, fresh, fruity scent to it. It's just gorgeous. Learn more about it in the Humblebee and Me encyclopedia. Got 3 grams raspberry seed oil and 5 grams blackberry seed oil. So this is a new to me ingredient. This was a gift from Plants Power, and it is just beautiful. And you'll notice that it's got quite a rich color, and that does come through in the final product if you don't include the mica. So if you want to sort of see a picture of what that looks like, make sure you are reading the blog post. I've got some photos there. Then we'll include 0.3 grams hydroxyethylcellulose. So this is a thickener. And then our last ingredient in the heated oil phase is some mica. So this is 1.5 grams of a sort of suitable mica. So this one is Golden Blush Baby. This was a gift from Yellowbee, and I thought this was just a really nice sort of berry-ish color. You can definitely leave this out and just replace it with more water if you want to, or you can just choose a mica that you have that you think is, sort of berry-like. So we're gonna add that here. In the blog version, I add this during the cool down phase, and honestly, it's just a lot easier to get it to incorporate if we include it right from the get-go in one of the heated phases, and I prefer to put it in the oil phase because I like to pour the water phase into the oil phase, and I find that just kind of the mica just doesn't pour all that well. It's insoluble, so you kind of end up really scraping it out of the bottom of your beaker, and it's just a little bit messy. So I just like to make sure it's in whatever phase, basically whatever beaker I'll be blending in, since it is insoluble. Lovely shimmery goodness going on there. You can definitely see kind of the hints of the golden in that name of the mica, the golden blush baby. You can sort of see pink for sure, like that sort of berry-hued pink, but you can also see the gold, so very pretty. So before we heat anything through, I'm going to weigh the water phase and note that weight. And so this will allow me to replace any water lost to evaporation during heating after the heating is done. And to heat everything through, we're going to use a water bath. So this is a wide flat bottom saute pan that has about 1 inch or 3 centimeters of water in the bottom of it. And to heat everything through, I'm going to go put this pan on the stovetop over medium-low heat. We want the water to just be steaming hot, not really bubbling. Otherwise, you'll start to, well, you'll hear it, this kind of rattle, rattle, rattle. So yeah, we just want it to be steaming hot. We don't want it to be, tossing things around. And we'll leave it on the heat for about 20 to 30 minutes until everything in our oil phase is melted through, so you won't see these flakes of olive M1000 and the little pellets of cetyl alcohol anymore. And then both phases at the same temperature, and yeah, rock and roll. So I will see you shortly. Once everything has heated through and melted, you can remove your water bath from the heat. And now we're gonna top off the water phase. So just pull that out of the water bath, dry it off, and then pop it on our scale. And then we'll add enough preheated distilled water to bring that number back up to the one that we wrote down earlier. And now it's time to blend. So we'll need our immersion blender. I'm just gonna scrape off our spatula there, and let's get blending. This smells really wonderfully of fresh berry, like it smells like the oils, like the cranberry seed oil in particular. It's a tricky to describe scent because it's not this really like juicy, fruity, tutti frutti kind of berry scent that you might have experienced in like cosmetic products before. It smells, I don't know, a lot more kind of like natural and earthy, but not earthy in like a patchouli-ish kind of way. If you've ever smelled the Body Shop's line of cranberry products, I think that's kind of the closest familiar scent to me, but this smells really nice. It's fresh and fruity, but not really sweet or cloying. Just yum. Well, I think that's about as much kind of blending as we're really going to get done with this formulation, because it is so very thick and luscious already, but is still quite warm. So I'm just going to scrape off the blender head here. So this definitely needs to cool down some more. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to give it a stir every 5 or 10 minutes just to check on it. But while I set this aside, let's weigh out our cool down phase. So our cool down phase is pretty simple. It's just 3 ingredients, and we'll be weighing it into a little dish here. So to start with, you'll need 1/2 gram of liquid Germall Plus. This is our preservative. If you'd like to use a different preservative, I've got a whole FAQ on that. So please make sure you're going to humblebeeandme.com and reading that. Need 1/2 gram of tocopherol, mixed tocopherols, or also known as vitamin E. I've got an encyclopedia entry on this if you'd like to learn more, but this is an antioxidant, so it helps delay the onset of rancidity in our lovely oils. And then our last cool down phase ingredient is Lipomoist 2036. So if you'd like to learn more about this, I also have a Humblebee and Me encyclopedia entry on this ingredient, including information on substitutions if you don't have it. And so we need 5 grams of this, and this is just a really powerful moisturizing ingredient. It really boosts the moisturizing profile of the overall formulation. Once the cream has cooled down, we will add our cool down phase, and that's pretty much it. So we are going to begin by popping a blobby dollop of the emulsion into this dish with our cool down phase. And then we are going to whisk to combine and get this all nice and smooth. So I like to begin by kind of cutting it in like this. It's a little bit like, if you're making pastry and you're cutting kind of the fat in, but I just kind of find that doing this helps just get things done a little bit faster, a little bit smoother, and reduce the chance of things kind of as you are whisking. So you want this to be totally smooth before you add it back to the parent batch. Once that's all lovely and smooth, we're going to transfer it back into the parent batch here. And then stir to combine. Make sure you are really scraping all the way down to the bottom. This is a pretty thick product, so you want to be nice and thorough. And once that's done and all nice and incorporated, we're ready to package this up. So for packaging, I'm going to be using one of these 100 milliliter screw top plastic jars from Humblebee. This was a gift. You do definitely want to make sure you are putting this in some sort of like a jar or a tub. As you can see, this is way, way, way too thick to put in a pump top bottle. It will not pump, or at least it won't pump for very long. So for a bit of an application demo, we can grab some of the leftovers off of our spatula. So you do want to, take care not to really over apply this, otherwise you will experience some soaping, but it spreads really, really nicely. You don't need a ton of it, but yeah, if you're like really frosting yourself up like a cake, you will notice some soaping on application. But you can see this just spreads really nicely. It sinks in quite quickly. It's not super, super fast absorbing, but I wouldn't say that it's slow or greasy either. It just leaves your skin feeling really, really, really nice. Just a little bit of added glow from the mica, but it's not like my skin's not pink or anything. That said, I don't think I would cover myself head to toe in this and then climb between clean white sheets right before bed. But of course the mica is optional if you'd like to leave it out. Make sure you are reading the blog post for details on how to do that. So I'm going to just create a quick little label for this. And there you go. So we just made a gorgeous radiant berry hand and body cream. This smells just wonderfully of fresh berries with an all natural scent coming from the berry carrier oils. It's really, really lovely. I really, really like it. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and please make sure you're reading the full partner blog post linked in the description box below this video. You'll find a ton of extra information down there, including information about substitutions, scaling, shelf life, links to places to buy all the ingredients, and a whole lot more. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.